Hi everyone, it's Rachel back with another scrapbook layout for you, and this layout caused me the whole world of pain. So many things went wrong, but I'll kind of get to those as we go along. So to start with, I thought I would do some mixed media, being inspired by YouTube here and seeing Missy Whittenden. She's a fantastic scrapbook artist from America. She does a lot of mixed media on her page. I would recommend you check it out if you haven't seen her stuff. So I'm just getting a stencil. I think this is by the Crafters Workshop, and I'm putting some Nouveau Mousse in lavender down through the stencil using a makeup sponge. And then once I've done that, you can see the beautiful metallic luster that the Nouveau Mousse leaves. So my title for my page is Ruffle Bottom. This is a photograph of my 1-month-old daughter when she was 1 month old, and she's wearing these gorgeous purple ruffly trousers, and I wanted to mimic the colours in the photograph with my pattern paper. So I've got some aqua and I've got some purple, and I'm just going to try and make ruffles with this scalloped border punch. So I'm just cutting along the edge of my paper with the scalloped border punch, and I'm going to cut it out to be 2 centimetres wide for all the pattern papers that you can see, and I'm going to alternate them so that they go aqua, purple, aqua, purple. And then I've chosen another bit of pattern paper that's a kind of beautiful kind of orangey colour, and that's to mimic the colour of the playmat that she's lying on. So I'm just going to take that down and give that a ruffled edge as well. So the way I'm going to create my kind of ruffles on my paper is to use some double-sided sticky tape and just stick that down on the back of my ruffle, peel off the back, and then position it so that the ruffles are one next to each other, and I try not to sort of centre them so they're all kind of really positioned the same, so the ruffles are kind of displaced and they don't look too orderly, if that makes sense. And now you can see that I've got my ruffles there. I'm just adding a bit of lawn fawn patterned plaid paper underneath to give it a bit more of a layered look, and just frame my photo a bit more against that purple background. And then I'm going to stick the whole thing together with some double-sided tape. And then I'm covering up my photograph and just adding in some shimmery Lindy's Stamp Gum spray, just to add the mixed media kind of look to the pattern paper rather than it being just really segregated from the background. I kind of wanted it to look a bit more homogeneous, if that's the right word. And then I've cut these two tags out of some project life cards using a tag-shaped die, and now I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to put them, as this will be the position for the two clusters of embellishments that I'm going to use. And then this is where the angst starts. These are thickers from Hobbycraft. I got them, they're gold foiled ones from Dovecraft, I think, and I want the title to say Ruffle Bottom, so I'm using them to spell that out, and I wanted to mimic the technique that Tracy Banks, also YouTube scrapbook artist, uses, and she puts them onto rice paper and sticks them half onto rice paper, and then sticks the tops onto the paper and just kind of lifts up the rice paper, and they all peel off really nicely, except that didn't happen. So yeah, I end up kind of sticking them a bit wonky. And then I decide that I don't like where I've stuck them, so I move them, but in moving them I managed to take some of the sticky off the back of some of them, and so I wind up sticking them down in some areas with some glue. That then becomes a massive issue later on. So here's the embellishments that I've kind of picked out that would coordinate with this page. I really wanted to use that phrase, "you can do amazing things," but when I put it on the kind of ruffled paper, it ended up saying "ruffle bottom, you can do amazing things," which is not really the sentiment that I was trying to convey. So yeah, in trying to fit that on, I think I caused myself even more problems than I already had. But you can see me just kind of messing around with the positioning of these and trying to figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work. So I really wanted to use these two butterflies, but they are very subtly different colours. One's a reddy purple and one's a bluish purple, and I wanted them to match so that the clusters of embellishments looked balanced. So yeah, that ends up causing issues later. So I'm back to the title again. Still don't like where I've put it, so I try and line it up against and nestle it in with the cluster of embellishments, but because I have stuck some of them down with glue, when I try to peel them off, the backing comes off the thickers and leaves a really nasty, sticky, cardboardy, gluey mess at the top of the pattern paper, as you can see. So now I have to cover that up. So I've got out my sparkly purple washi, and I'm now covering up the nasty mess with some sparkly washi. It looks quite kind of overbearing in the video, but I assure you it doesn't look like that in real life. It's sparkly, so it reflects the light and it doesn't look quite so kind of overbearing. So here I am now trying to sort out the butterflies and just making them look a bit more homogeneous. So I'm going to stamp them with some Versamark ink, and then I'm going to use some embossing powder by Wow called Turkish Nights, which is a beautiful gold and purple embossing powder. Really, really pretty. And for some reason I don't put the powder back in the jar before I switch on my heat gun, and I end up blowing powder everywhere. Like actually everywhere. I'm still finding it on the cat and in my daughter's hair, and this was at least a week and a half ago. I can't get rid of this stuff. So once I've done the butterflies, I then decide that I don't like the title at all. I peel off the title, it peels off the colour on my photograph, so then I reprint my photograph, decide this time that I want to mount it on some foam, and the hassle that it causes me to print off another photograph, I can't even tell you. Let's not even go into how obnoxious my printer is right now. We've got enough problems. So here's the new idea, is to do the title in this alphabet that I got it ages ago. I don't even know where I got it from. But it is corrugated letters on corrugated card, and then they give a Ruffle effect, so I was like, perfect, this will work, this is great, except I don't have enough O's, so I try and cut out an O out of some corrugated cardboard that I have lying around, but it's not quite as fine as the ones that I've got on my page already, and I even paint it in white gesso to try and kind of make it blend in, and it looks alright here, but then I decide that the title's really blending in with the rest of the background, which is still quite white, so now I'm using some purple shimmery gelato to try and make the letters stand out a bit more, which is working great until I get to the one that I cut out, and once I put the gelato on it, it just looks really, really rough. There aren't as many ruffles on that one as the others, and it just sticks out like a sore thumb. I can't bear it. I know that it's just me, but I just can't bear it. So I cut out a C instead and leave some of the cardboard from the cutout in to try and make it look like an O, which definitely worked a lot better. And then I'm outlining my letters with a purple Pick pen, again to make them sort of try and stand out from the page a bit more, because they really were blending in and not very noticeable against all those other strong colours. And then you can see that the title really doesn't stand out very much at the moment, but I did notice that that phrase, "you can do amazing things," has got black in it, and there isn't any black on the rest of the page, so I've got two tags there that I've just put at the top and the bottom that really kind of help to balance that out. And then I'm trying to make sure that whatever is in my top cluster also features in my bottom cluster, so I've got two butterflies, two tags, two sort of yellow embellishments there. Most of these are just cardboard die cuts. I've stamped some cute little hearts onto some scrap paper, and I'm just fussy cutting them out, and I'm going to add them to the top cluster and the bottom cluster. And then I've come in with these are Vicky Boutin stickers, just little phrase stickers, and I'm going to stick them on the top and the bottom, and also on that bit of washi tape as well at the top, just to kind of spread them around the page. Now I have some Nuvo drops, and this is in a sort of beautiful aqua colour, and I'm just dotting them around the page anywhere there's a little bit of space that kind of needs filling. And true to the form of this layout, I managed to smudge the bottom three with my hand, and I have to go back in and try and take off what I can and colour over it a bit with a white gel pen, more disaster mitigation. But in the end, it looks okay. And then I finally decide that I really, really don't like how much the title blends in. So I've got some glitter paint from Deco Art in Aqua, and I decide to paint over the letters. And when I do that, I discover that you can see the purple gelato that I rubbed on there earlier really clearly. So I cover it in a further 2 layers of paint. I still don't like how it looks. I cover the whole thing up with gesso, and then I repaint in 3 layers of glitter paint to finally get the look that I want. So here's the finished layout. I'm not sure it was worth the hassle, but I do like how it looks. So I hope this will give you confidence to persevere in the face of adversity when you're finding a layout really hard. Just keep going, it will come right in the end. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.